Bakit ito matawa?
Nakikita mo ba yan?
Laughter is the rhythmic, vocalized, expiratory, and involuntary actions that our bodies perform under certain conditions. Many scientists believe that all mammals have the ability to laugh and that human laughter evolved from the distinctive panting emitted by our great ape relatives during rough and tumble play. It is also important to note that laughter is not the same as humor. Humor is a stimulus that helps people laugh and feel happy, while laughter is a response to humor that involves positive physiological and psychological reactions.
What is laughter for? Here are some ways on how laughter can function as a social signal. Did you know that you are 30 times more likely to laugh when you are with other people than when you are alone? Bonding, laughter, more bonding. This cycle shows the social function of laughter. We all have the common desire to not be left out in a group. Laughter, the danger deflector. Laughter lessens the risk of confrontation in a threatening situation. It also serves as a conciliatory gesture in an embarrassing situation. Laughter indicates trust and being comfortable with a group of people. Laughter also helps people relax. According to the philosopher John Morial, the first instance of human laughter may have been an expression of shared relief at the passing of danger. And lastly, dominant characters such as your leader or your boss use laughter as a way to exercise power. By controlling the emotional climate of a group, a leader is able to manipulate the behavior of his subordinates.
There are many reasons why people laugh, and jokes are one of them. According to physicist Richard Feynman, jokes are funny because of the kick of the discovery. It's when we expect one thing while someone begins to tell a joke, but we get something else entirely in the punchline. Laughing at the joke can cause other people around us to laugh too, and this is why laughter is behaviorally contagious. Another reason why people laugh is tickling, and it can be split into two types. Gargalesis is the heavy tickling that produces laughter, while nismesis is caused by light movement and tends to elicit an itching sensation rather than laughter. fMRI scans of the brain show that tickling scans two parts of the brain. One is the Rolandic Operculum, which is responsible for facial, vocal, and emotional expressions. The other part is the hypothalamus, which takes charge of the fight or flight response. It happens when we are faced with a situation that could bring about pain. One interpretation of why this response kicks in when we are tickled is because aggressors could interpret laughter as a signal of submission. This works to the threatened organism's benefit, since it could decrease the degree or duration of the attack, also known as the tickle. As a result, we can't tickle ourselves because there is no element of surprise, and the brain redirects its efforts towards scanning for other potential threats.
Laughing can also be caused by the use of drugs, namely by the so-called nitrous oxide. It is a gas with several legitimate uses, but when inhaled, it can make people feel euphoric and relaxed. This happy feeling has led to it being nicknamed as the laughing gas. The anesthetic gas is still used for pain relief during dentistry and childbirth. But outside of that legitimate arena, there has been a legal gray area for years. Dr. Owen Bowden-Jones said that it is not harmless, though some of those risks are to do with the way it's taken, and some of it, as with most drugs, is with how frequently we use it.
The physiological study of laughter is called gelatology, coming from the Greek word gelos, or to laugh. This was coined by Dr. Edith Trager and Dr. William F. Fry in 1964. What are the brain processes behind laughter? Several brain areas are involved in laughter. One should, however, note that laughter triggered by tickling and laughter triggered by humor stimulate different brain regions. A general circuit of laughter triggered by humor involved three major parts: an emotional part, a cognitive part, and a motor part. The emotional part involves the frontal lobe of the cerebral cortex and the limbic system of the brain. The cognitive part involves the left side of the cortex. Here, analysis of the structure of the joke occurs. The intellectual analysis to get the joke occurs in the right hemisphere of the cortex. The motor part involves several sensory areas including the occipital lobe, temporal lobe, and other motor areas. Other brain areas involved in laughter include the autonomic nervous system and the hypothalamus. The autonomic nervous system is the part of the nervous system responsible for involuntary motor functions such as breathing and digestion. The hypothalamus, which is also part of the limbic system, is involved in linking the endocrine system, which manages the hormones of the body, to the nervous system. Did you know there is a type of seizure or epilepsy linked with the hypothalamus? It is called the hypothalamic hamartoma, or a benign tumor or lesion of the hypothalamus. This hamartoma causes GELASTIC seizures, which is a form of seizure that manifests itself in the form of uncontrollable bursts of laughter. Lastly, laughter triggered by tickling involves similar brain regions, but is probably processed differently, which is why self-tickling, as aforementioned, doesn't work.
Laughter triggers the release of a cocktail of happy chemicals that boost the immune system. It includes NK cells, endorphins, serotonin, growth hormones, interferon gamma, and other substances produced naturally every time we laugh. It reduces stress hormones like cortisol and epinephrine. When we are laughing, our body releases endorphins that temporarily relieves pain. It also alters stress hormone and neurotransmitter levels like cortisol, catecholamines, and growth hormone.
Laughter has shown different beneficial effects to one's health. It reduces the levels of stress hormones, resulting to a boost in the immune system. Antibodies fighting against infection are increased, and resistance to diseases is improved. It also helps protect against heart attacks and cardiovascular diseases. It lowers blood pressure and produces oxygen-rich blood in the system. It produces endorphins that also relieve pain temporarily. Laughing also exercises the body, as it contracts abdominal muscles and works the shoulders. It relaxes the body and releases tension and stress. Socially, laughter strengthens relationships by helping promote good mood and interaction. Overall, it improves a person's well-being. People who laugh are more positive and resilient.